let me introduce the Commissioner of the Department of Banking and Insurance, who will kick off this forum and introduce some of the experts here that are with us. His name is Stephen Goldman, and he was sworn in as Commissioner just a little bit after I was sworn in as Mayor. And he comes to us from the Department of Banking and Insurance. He was sworn in on March 20, 2006. And prior to his nomination by Governor Corzine, Commissioner Goldman was a senior member and 22-year veteran of the very noted law firm Sills, Cummins, Epstein, and Gross. During his time at the firm, his focus revolved around corporate law, focusing specifically on mergers and acquisition, banking and finance, joint ventures, and leverage buyouts. Commissioner Goldman earned his Master's of Law in Taxation from the NYU School of Law, his JD from the George Washington University School of Law, and an AB in Political Science from Boston University. Without further ado, let me introduce Commissioner Goldman and welcome him to the great township of Edison.
Thank you very much. Thanks, Mayor Choi, for your leadership. I appreciate the invitation to be here this evening. I think, along with Mayor Choi, we at the department share a commitment to protecting all consumers and homeowners, and we want to work in a coordinated fashion with our other departments in the state, with mayors like Mayor Choi and townships like Edison, to help people who are facing what is really a potentially very severe problem. And I think the key point that needs to be made and that people need to hear is that there is help available, and that as these problems present themselves, probably the worst thing that they can do is ignore them, because they don't go away. And the opportunity to deal with them is most easily presented early in the problem rather than later in the problem. So if there's one point that I think I can't emphasize enough in the brief remarks I'm going to make to those who are here this evening and to those who may see this later, it's to not give in to that very human emotion of ignoring the phone call or the letter from the lender, but to get your head up and face the problem. In fact, the first thing you ought to do really is pick up the phone, call your lender, or call the mortgage servicer who's servicing your loan, and speak to them about your problem. And do it before you start to miss payments, do it before you fall deeply into default, because it is very much harder to try to get out of the problem when it gets to be that deep. What we hope to do is to coordinate assistance for borrowers with, as I mentioned, our fellow state agencies, community leaders, responsible members of the lending industry, and through this we think we can help people deal with the delinquency problem. I think we are very sensitive and aware of the scope and the depth of the problem, and we would like to help people learn more about what resources are available to them to be helpful. I think prime among those resources are the providing of information and education to borrowers who are in distress. I think the first thing that those borrowers need to understand is what kind of mortgage they have, what the terms are. When are they going to face a resetting of that loan and that interest rate? And what resources have they available to themselves, or do they have available through working with their lender or mortgage servicer to address the reset costs that they may be facing? And again, the earlier you can get an understanding of what your loan terms are, when those resets are going to take place, and how much money is going to be required in order to stay current, the sooner you can recognize the extent of your problem and the sooner you can begin to deal with it. We're working, one of the agencies that we at the Department of Banking and Insurance are working with is the Housing Mortgage Finance Agency in New Jersey. We are developing a program with them to try to make some funds available. But the key source of funds is not the HMFA. The key source of funds is really the lending industry itself, because it's in their best interest as a general proposition to work with credible borrowers who want to be upfront and want to find a way to salvage the loan that they have and their homes by working with that lender to recast that loan in a way that will enable them to afford it. Another thing we're doing is we're expanding our financial literacy program. And of course, we work hard at the department, and we encourage any of you who feel that you've been victims of misinformation or improper sales tactics or anything like that to contact us. If you go to our website, and that website is www.njdobi.org, we have people who you can contact who will take information about whether or not you've been the victim of inappropriate solicitations or you've been misled or defrauded in some way with respect to the origination of that loan. And if those turn out to be the actual facts, then we at the department can help you. But again, that's not going to be the principal source of help. The principal source of help is going to be that working through of the loan with your existing lender or mortgage servicer, or finding another lender who will come in and help you to get into another loan product that you can't afford. Tonight we have with us lenders, counselors, a variety of other experts who are available to discuss with each of you who are here this evening your own unique situation and begin to give you some advice about how you can address the problems you're facing. Information is critical for the borrowers to understand the loan product that they have, and it's critical that that communication take place between the borrower and the lender or the mortgage servicer to begin to discuss the problem.